I already mentioned this earlier today. Congressman Simpson, a bit too busy today to speak with us about the provision that he put into that budget bill about the Lava Wind project. But while he was bringing that budget bill forward as chair of the subcommittee on Interior, Environment, and Related Agencies, he did find the time to revive a rivalry that goes back nearly 90 years. Who has the best potatoes in the country? Congressman Simpson's colleague from the Pine Tree State, she was ready to push back.
The committee will reconvene.
What seemed like another
Business today is consideration of the Interior, Environment, and Related Agencies.
boring old beginning to another meeting of the House Appropriations Committee.
I'll now recognize Chairman Simpson to present the bill.
Quickly took a turn
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
toward talk of tubers.
Should wait till everybody's here so they know that we're having a little contest today, but it's not really
Congressman Mike Simpson of Idaho
because we've got Maine.
was dead set on defending our stature
They say potato chips, but they're really tuber chips.
as supreme when it comes to spuds.
Because if it's a potato, it had to be grown in Idaho. That's why we put some Idaho potato chips out there so that you can compare what a tuber chip is versus a potato chip.
It's not uncommon to have congressional rivalries. You know, it's kind of a nice bipartisan thing that you often do.
I'm not going to sue for false advertising.
But with Congressman Simpson and I,
That's part of the bill.
it usually gets right down to potatoes.
And whatever you choose.
Which is why the good lady from Maine
And in closing, should there be any question about whose potatoes are more authentic,
would not go quietly.
any potato chip is a great meal. And these are a really cute little bag. I know you will all find that ours are better.
Congresswoman Shelley Pingree stands by her statement today.
Because as you can imagine, Idaho thinks they own the potato.
And we kind of do now.
The great potato wars have begun.
But that actually began decades ago with a challenge from the up-and-comer tuber state of Idaho in 1937. Back then, believe it or not, Maine was the primary producer of potatoes in America, popping out $17 million worth to Idaho's 7. Well, that didn't stop the Gem State Governor Barzilla Clark from declaring Idaho's already famous potatoes as the best in the nation and sending hundreds of crates of Idaho potatoes to D.C. to prove it. Maine's delegation would not back down, saying a Maine potato would be humiliated if his eyes saw an Idaho potato in the same oven. Well, this debate would be decided in the House dining room with a carb-loaded lunch on December 7th. But the judges from Puerto Rico, the Philippines, Alaska, and Hawaii, well, they failed to come to a conclusion. A half-baked decision that ended in a draw. It didn't look as if they were trying, exclaimed the Boston Globe. Anybody ought to be able to tell those potatoes from Aroostook were the best, said Maine's Congressman Ralph Brewster. Idaho's David Clark countered with, those judges must have paralyzed palates. Congresswoman Pingree remembers her history.
Until 1957, Maine more potatoes than Idaho.
But these days, the spud spar continues.
Pardon me, ma'am. Are those real Maine potatoes?
Commercially,
I work here.
whatever that is,
We're farmers and we grow it.
and congressionally. Did anybody decide? Was there a decision?
Oh, well, in my opinion, everyone liked the Maine potatoes better. And I thought that the potatoes from Idaho were very good and a really cute little package. But we just kind of smoked them out. We brought far more varieties. We really just loaded up the tables with every possible kind of Maine potato chip.
Tough battle to go up against a potato state, though.
We'll give you that. You grow a lot more potatoes than we do, but ours are exquisitely good. And we have potatoes and lobsters. So this time of year, you're on the beach having a potato and a lobster, kind of can't go wrong.
We do have crayfish, though. Like, they're invasive, but we have a few, which
That's
is kind of like, it's like an Idaho lobster. It's about this big.
Yeah, I'd hate to have to do a taste test on that one between my lobsters and crayfish. I'd take Mike's word for it if I had to.
Until then, Congressman Pingree plans to keep the russet rivalry running with Congressman Simpson.
He hasn't really been able to challenge me for creativity. And maybe there is more out there. I just haven't seen it yet. But I think we can out-potato you guys pretty much any day of the week on our creative uses of the potato.
Challenge accepted, Congresswoman. What led to Idaho overtaking Maine and the rest of the country for potato production in the 1950s? That'd be the creation of the Idaho Potato Commission in 1937. And of course, J.R. Simplot and his penchant for undercutting potato prices back then. Congresswoman Pingree did mention all the other varieties they grow in Maine's Aroostook County, or just the county as the locals call it. She mentioned the colors that they grow, the fingerling potatoes, how they turn their tubers into vodka and donuts. I mean, we do the vodka thing. I don't know if we do the donut thing, though. She told us she's open to taste test on the vodka anytime. So I guess now the ball or potato is in Congressman Simpson's court.